Hi friends! We are going to be reading the book called Old Rock is Not Boring, written by Deb Paletti. Old Rock had been sitting in the same spot at the edge of a clearing in the middle of a pine forest for as long as anyone could remember, and even before that. Being a rock seems awfully boring, said Tall Pine. This pine tree over here. You sit in the same spot day after day, said Spotted Beetle. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Don't you want to go somewhere? Asked Hummingbird. I've flown all over the world and sipped the nectar of exotic flowers. I would surely be bored if I could not fly. I flew once, said Old Rock. Gosh, said Tall Pine. How? Asked Spotted Beetle. Rocks don't fly, said Hummingbird. Old Rock told them about the time in the beginning when darkness was all around. I can see his little eyes. And then I erupted out of a volcano and soared through the fiery sky into the bright light of a new world. So it was just the one time, said Hummingbird. And now you're sitting here, said Tall Pine. Being bored, said Spotted Beetle. I'm not bored, said Old Rock. Don't you want to see more? Asked Spotted Beetle. If I climb to the tip-top branch of Tall Pine, I might see a deer mouse nibbling seeds in a nearby tree, or watch ships sailing across the big lake. Old Rock said, I've seen a lot. Old Rock told them about the time a group of friendly dinosaurs lumbered by, munching every leaf in sight. Then, many years later, a not-so-friendly dinosaur came looking for a meal. Look, he's asking, have you seen this guy? No, I haven't seen her, says Old Rock. Thanks. She's hiding back there. Time passed. Things changed. And the world chilled. All right, so I see snow here and uh-oh. Looks like that poor dinosaur could not survive that cold. Which wasn't too bad because Old Rock took a ride in a glacier and toured the land. There he is, along with all these fossils. Once the glacier melted, it left me perched at the top of a ridge, and I could see the place where the sun touches the earth. So whenever the sun sets, or maybe sun rises, he can see it right there from the sky down to the earth. My, you have seen a lot, said Spotted Beetle. How unusual, said Hummingbird. Yes, but that was ages ago, said Tall Pine. Aren't you bored now? Don't you want to move? My limbs flutter gently in a breeze and dance wildly when the wind blows. Hey! Poor little spotted beetle. I've never danced, but I am pretty good at doing somersaults, said Old Rock. And it looks like the hummingbird is like shocked by that. What? Old Rock revealed that after teetering on the ridge for a while, he was up here teetering, the ground rumbled. And I tumbled and stumbled down, down, down into a valley. Grass grew, mastodons roamed, a lake and lakes formed. So here are those mastodons that he was talking about, and lakes formed. Oh, and I see some birds up here. And if I remember correctly from our book on Monday, Earth, my first 4.54 billion years, they said first came the dinosaurs, next came the birds, and then the mammals. So I bet these mastodons are mammals. Oh, and look at poor Old Rock here. Shouldn't you be roaming? He's sitting on him. I never knew a rock had moves like that, said Tall Pine. I wish I could have seen those things, said Spotted Beetle. What happened next? Asked Hummingbird. They all seem interested now. A pine forest sprouted up around me. One day, a strong breeze shook a pine cone loose. From the pine cone, a seed fell onto the forest floor. Cute. I watched that seedling grow to be a tall pine. Oh, I think that's our friend from the story, who dances in the wind and keeps me company. Sometimes a spotted beetle wanders along to report all that he sees. And every so often, the loveliest hummingbird stops to rest after a long flight, and she describes the amazing places she's visited. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Yes, it is, agreed Tall Pine. Very nice, said Spotted Beetle. Not boring at all, said Hummingbird. Oh, I love that book. How cute. So in the end, they kind of realized that maybe his life was not so boring after all, and that he's been around to see quite a bit. So here's some more information. You probably are pretty familiar with the timeline because we went over that on Monday, but still definitely pretty interesting to look and read about how many billions and millions of years ago things happened. Old Rock has done a lot of living. The end.